Hello there. Today we are going to deploy the Django app on Pythonanywhere. Here is the final result of deployed app. In this tutorial we will learn about how to clone project from GitHub, set up MySQL database and add environment variables. And we will learn also about the configuration of Pythonanywhere web app for Django. So let's get started without wasting any more time. First, create a virtual environment. Don't forget to activate it. Let's start with the installation of Django. To install the latest version of the Django, enter the command pip install Django. Wait for the installation to complete. Now we will install the MySQL driver for Python. Python uses MySQL driver for the communication with MySQL database. Wait for the installation. Now we will install python.env. It is a very useful module. It reads key value pairs from a .env file and can set them as environment variables. To install it, enter the command pip install python.env. And in the last we will install DJ database URL. It will load the database URL environment variable. You can see the example of how the database URL looks like. So to check the all install modules, simply run pip freeze. Now we have installed all the required modules. We can make a requirement txt file. So enter this command. Okay, everything looks fine. Time to configure the settings file. Import DJ database URL. Go to database URL, remove everything and call config method. Here we are providing the SQLite as a default database. If DJ database URL doesn't find the database URL environment variable, then it will use the SQLite as a default database. Okay, database configuration is done. Now again edit the file. Import load env function from .env. Just below the base directory variable, load the env file as we need base directory variable here. Create a folder for your env file, or you can place it in the root directly as you want. Remember, never put your .env file in the static folders or the public folders. Now copy the variables you want to load as environment variables, put them in .env file, remove all the spaces, all quotation marks, everything. Okay, everything looks fine. Now let's update the variables in settings file. Okay, os.environ.get variable name. Make sure to update all the variables. To make a copy of static files required for the project, use command python 3 or py manage collect static. It will copy the file to the root directly. You can change it from settings.py file. Then make a migration. This is where you can find the migration files. And in the last migrate, time to test the project. Run py manage.py server. Okay, now to open the click, hold Ctrl and click left click to open the link. Okay, everything is working as expected. In this section, we will create GitHub repo to push our project there. Go to repo tab, click the green button with write your project name, make sure it is not lengthy. Add .gitignore file for Python. And finally click create. As we want to push our project from local repo, we will just update the remote URLs. Now open VS Code. Okay, enter this command git init -b main. Initialize new repo with main branch. -b is for creating a new branch. To check the remote repo URL, or run git remote -v. There is no need to push static files of root directly, so we will add this static folder in .gitignore file. And now run git push again. As we can see, our project is pushed to the GitHub successfully. Copy project URL, go to Pythonanywhere web page. Now select the console, click on the bash. Now clone the repo as we did on the local. Check file in current directory, git clone and the URL of repo. Now check again file. As we can see, temp folder is here. It is your project name. Next step is to create the virtual environment, python -mvanv and your virtual environment name. You can change the name from .venv as you want. It will take a while, so let's wait for it. Now activate the environment. To activate environment on Linux, use source command. Hit enter. Use tab key to autocomplete. In order to install the project requirements, change your directory to a project folder, cd to project folder temp. Now run the command pip install -r requirements.txt. It will take some time. Meanwhile, we will set up the web app. Okay, Now we need to create a new web app. Go to web, click on add new app, click next, select your framework. We will go with the latest. Now we will configure it manually. You can keep the name as it is or change the name. Click next, wait for it. It will take some time. Okay, it is done. Let's do some more configuration. Copy your app URL, go to your local.env file and update the loud host. Go down and open the WSGI file name. Go down and open the WSGI file. Edit the project and change it to the project folder name. In our case, it is the temp folder. Next, we will need to update the location of settings file. As we can see here, our setting file is in weblog. When everything is done, click save. Whenever you edit this file, make sure you reload the app. Now change the path for your static and media files. Here just replace the web project with the Django project name or whatever name you have used. In our case it is temp. Okay, everything looks fine. As we already created the virtual environment, this is the name of our virtual environment. We will just update the path in web tab. Remove it and add virtual environment. Your virtual environment. Installation is still taking time. Okay, meanwhile we will add MySQL database. Go to MySQL database tab. When you click on MySQL, it will ask for password. Enter a strong password and it will create a default DB, and we will create a new one. Click create. Configuration is complete. We will just wait for the installation to complete. Now time to set up the .env. Make a directory for a .env file as we created in the development environment. You can use any editor. I will use Nano. You can use Vim too. Nano directory name /.env. Hit enter. Now go to project.env, copy everything from that file. Press Ctrl+V to paste it, and then press Ctrl+X and hit enter. env is created. Time to run collect static command. Now run the migration command. And in the last, reload the web app. Open the URL. Okay, everything looks fine. Bravo, you have successfully uploaded the Django app to Pythonanywhere. To show support, click on like and subscribe button. Don't forget to share it with fellow programmers. Thank you.